Welcome to Odoo Advanced. When buying goods from some of your vendors, you may prefer to pay only when the delivery order has been completed. To help you decide when to pay the vendor bill, you can use three-way matching. This refers to the comparison of information on different documents, such as the purchase order, vendor bills, and your receipts. Three-way matching helps you avoid paying for incorrect vendor bills or incomplete delivery orders. So let's see that now in our database. So here we are in our database. We're going to go ahead and jump into the purchase application, go to configurations, settings. Now we need to activate the option three-way matching, which I've already done. If you need to, go ahead and do so now, and be sure you click on save before moving forward. Now let's see what three-way matching looks like when we create the request for quotation and then move on all the way through to the vendor bill. So we'll go ahead and click on purchase, RFQ, create. Now I'm going to purchase from a vendor called Wood Corner. I would like to purchase some wood chairs. And I need 8 of this product. Now, something that's important to keep in mind, on your product template, under the Purchase tab, you need to be sure that your control policy is set to on received quantities. Now, I already have this setting saved, so I'm going to go ahead and close this window, confirm my order, turning the RFQ to a purchase order. Now let's see what it looks like when I create a bill without receiving the products first. So I'll create the bill. Now if I go into other info, I will see this field now called should be paid, and it says yes. Now why does it say I should pay this if I haven't received my products? Well, if I go back to my bill tab, I will see quantity as 0, which means that I'm not paying for any received quantity of the product. And that's true because I haven't received anything. I have a quantity of 0. So if I change this, if I said I have received 7 of the product rather than the 8 that I ordered, and I save, and I go back to other info, should be paid will now say no, don't pay this, you don't have everything. So go back to our bill, set it to 0, click on save. Go back to our purchase order, and now we'll receive the products. Now I can either click on edit and say that I've received a certain amount of products by editing this field here, or if I simply click on validate, it will automatically apply the reserved quantities. In this case, the reserved quantities is the initial demand. So I'll go ahead and click on apply. So I ordered 8 and I received 8. So the delivery is completed. Let's go back to our purchase order and now create a vendor bill. So I'll create the bill. I'm going to go to my other info. Should be paid now says yes. On the bill, my quantity received is 8. So this is good to go. I can go ahead and pay. I'll click on validate. And once I do this, I then have the option to either register payment, and after doing that, I can ask for a credit note if need be. We'll talk about that though in a later video. So let's go back to our purchase order. Now, something I would like to point out here is that now I have 2 vendor bills. That's because I created a draft vendor bill, before I received my products. Now, what I should have done was edit that bill once I received the products. But to create a more automatic bill, I just simply clicked on the button again after receiving the products. So now it says 2. So if I click on that, I see that I still have 1 that's in the draft status. I also see that I have my products, and that's received and validated. Now let's create a new request for quotation and see what happens when we only receive a certain quantity rather than the entire order. So I would like to still order from this vendor, and I would like to order the same product. So an easy way to create a draft request for quotation is to simply go to Action and duplicate here. However, this time I would like to order 10 of the product, so I can change that and confirm the order once my edits are done. I'm going to go to Receive Products, Edit, and I would like to say that I have only received 5 of this product. Then I'll click on Validate. Now, when this happens, it will ask you if you would like to create a back order. Now, a back order is something that's created when the vendor doesn't have everything you need in stock. So it will let you receive the 5 products that they do have, and it will create a back order for the products that they don't have yet, and you will receive them later. Or you can say you would not like a back order and just like to cancel the other 5. So you just want to take what they have and forget the rest. So we will create the back order. Now, if we go back to our purchase order, we see that now we have 2 delivery orders. We have 2 receipts here, and one is done, so that's the 5 that we received, and one is ready, meaning that it's ready to be validated once you have received the products. Let's go to our purchase order and create the bill. Now, once we do that, it will only create the bill for the quantity that you received. So if you go to other info, the should be paid field will say yes. However, if you edit this and say you want to pay for all 10, if you then save, go to other info, should be paid will then be an exception. Now, this is because the vendor bill and your received quantities do not match. If it did match, it would say either yes. If it didn't match at all, if you received 0 quantity, but you're trying to pay for 7, for example, it would say no, like we saw earlier. However, if you would like to force the status, you can do so by simply clicking on this button here and changing it. So I can say, yes, this should be paid anyway. No, it shouldn't be paid, no matter the circumstance, or I can leave it an exception. So I'll leave it an exception, go back to save, go back to my purchase order, and I'm going to receive the last part of my order, validate, apply, go to my purchase orders. I can either edit this draft vendor bill that I created, I can create a new bill. The quantity will say 0, but we'll go ahead and say 10 here. I'm going to save, go to my other info. The status still says exception because we have 2 purchase orders 2 vendor bills on this purchase order. So if I go to my vendor bills, I see that I have 2 in draft, but I'm going to delete one. Go here. Now this is ready to be paid. So I'll go ahead and click on validate, and then I can register payment. So that's something that's really easy for you if you would like to be sure that you don't want to pay for incomplete orders or for incorrect vendor bills. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.